Aloha everybody, and welcome to Beach Walks with Rocks. Today is show number 156, and you can find us at beachwalks.tv. So, are you feeling lucky today? Or are you feeling smart? We tend to classify life's experiences into one of those two categories. And there's this topic that I've been thinking about for many days now. Actually, I could go off on 50 different tangents with it. Over here, Lex. And it's this question of when something happens, does it happen because someone got lucky or because somebody made it happen? And I noticed this because I was reading that article last week about the scientist at Stanford, the transgendered man, Dr. Ben Barres. And one of the comments in that article in the New York Times, he said, "I feel lucky to be teaching at Stanford University, but I suspect that Lawrence Summers, who's the head of Harvard, thinks he's at Harvard because he's the smartest, best man for the job." And it got me thinking that, you know, when you watch these, when I watch these like Academy Award shows, oftentimes the winners will thank God. They'll say, you know, this gift I have of acting or directing, writing, it came from somewhere else. I just let it pass through me. However, it seems in business, we hardly ever hear anyone in business say, "Oh yeah, this business idea, man, that totally came from somewhere else and just passed through me, and I was the lucky one to be here executing it." And so I like to use things like that when I can't really figure out a clear pattern. In other words, we can find examples of people who followed all the right rules in business and they still had a business failure. And of course we can find people who broke all of the rules and had a wild business success. And in a way it's just like the weather. You know, we just had a little spot of rain, literally 60 seconds in between filming the intro to this show and now this full blazing sun. 60 seconds of a massive weather change. And this rain is the rain that was Hurricane Daniel on the weather map a few days ago. And what made that Hurricane Daniel stop being a hurricane and turn into a sunny day with just a light sprinkle? So we have all of these things going on in the world, in our lives, that on the one hand we sometimes want to take credit for, or we sometimes want to blame others for. And yet when I get down and really examine it up close, I realize that there's an awful lot of chance involved. There's an awful lot of not knowing involved. And I was reading Business 2.0 yesterday, and they had on the last page hits and misses. As if, you know, we always have perfect vision hindsight. That was a great idea in hindsight. That was a terrible idea in hindsight. I don't like using those kinds of words. I think life is about the freedom to try what you want, give it your gusto. If you succeed, by all means, take credit for it and enjoy your success. But if you fail, by whatever standards are being applied, don't let that be a reason to give up. And I think this is important for kids to hear, especially. I know a lot of kids watch Beach Walks. Kids will try something. They'll go out for the baseball team and they'll strike out and they'll think, "Oh, I should never play baseball ever again." No, you just struck out. That's really all that was. And to realize there's so much energy passing through us on any given day that I think it's really impossible to accurately say whether a success or a failure is 100% our responsibility. I just think since we can't prove it one way or the other, Let's use that to open up the territory, have as much fun as we want, explore whatever it is you want to try, even if you're really lousy at it. Remember, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. And have a great weekend, everybody. If you've got any ideas on this, how you think it separates out, how you might make sense of this, I'd love to hear from you. You can Skype the conch shell at Roxanne Darling, or you can call 949-544-1456. Aloha. Here we go, sweetheart.